Like, can I use the bathroom? And they're like, no. Are you freaking kidding me? What the hell? Chick-fil-A has a honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich. It's the best thing you've ever done. If it were like cuisine that determined the state of peace or war in the world, we'd all be at peace. I was stoned on marijuana and I'm listening to him sing and I'm like, oh my God, it's a ghost. They're not alive. Oh.
Honestly, can't wait for men to not want to have sex with me anymore.
Hottie, you know that bullshit. You have a great sense of humor. That's what endears me to you. You want to pave the road to my heart? Honey, make me laugh. Damn it. That makes me resentful because you're lying to me. I want you. Divorce your husband. Give me a call. Ugh, you're easy on the eyes. I can't tell you how many times I've seen you and been like, I think she's beautiful. She's bright. I want to date her, but she's married. Oh my God. Like I'm just going to stop wanting to have sex with Kat because she's 35. Oh my gosh. You can pave the road to my heart with food and you can pave the road to my heart with funny. Everybody look, Paul's bad. He said something about this something and you know he's bad because wrong beliefs. All right. It's been 2 weeks and I'm back. This is Copy Who and I'm your host, Paul, the producer. Oh, I'm back. I'm back, baby. Kal-El is back. Kal-El. I'm Kal-El. Do you know what that means? That means I'm Superman. I'm Superman. Not Superman in the sense that Friedrich Nietzsche used to write, but Superman in the sense that... well, I'm just Superman, like the comic book guy. But Christopher Reeve's Superman, not contemporary sucking wiener Superman. You know, because he's sucking wiener and kissing men now. Because everything that you had pride in as Americans, American culture, it's all up for grabs. You know, they want to demoralize everything. So now Superman's gay. Ah! It's true. It's true. If you're paying attention, they're making Superman gay. In the most literal way. Yeah, Superman. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's me today. I'm more Superman than the actual contemporary Superman. And furthermore, how can you get... I hated Man of Steel. What I like is the true Man of Steel is Christopher Reeve. This is Superman 2 playing on Tracy Lee Samsung TV. That's what I'm calling it now. TV. I'm just in that mood. I really am. It's been 2 weeks, so I have a lot of pumped up energy. It's been a crazy 2 weeks in the history of our country, and I'm seeing how these lights have, you know, they have a whole different thing going on right now. That extra red right there is not supposed to be there. That's frustrating to me. Do you know that? Frustrating. Which one is it? Do. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to lower it down just a little bit. Watch what I do here. See, I got rid of that. Now, why did it change, though? I changed none of the conditions of this room, but I leave for 2 weeks and all kinds of things go haywire. All this technical, dang. So we're going to have to do a descension. The one thing I forgot was to put this TV down before starting today, and it was one hell of a prep session, okay? So this is descension moment right here. There's no music for this, okay? Maybe we can go like this. What? No, that's not it. What? Okay, hold on. No! Oh my goodness. So it's already done. Never mind the music. Okay, so we're out of practice here doing the things we're doing. It's not quite as easy as you think. I've been very preoccupied. I took a very long road trip the last couple weeks. I drove from Denver to Las Vegas in one driving stint. Stayed there 3 days with my sister. Had a good time. Drove from Vegas to Scottsdale, Arizona, which was a nice trip also. When I got to my cousin's house, I stayed there. Grateful that he had me staying there with his girlfriend, Cindy. I only stayed there 1 day, but it was actually very relaxing compared to Vegas. I get all out of it in Vegas. It's too many shenanigans. It's I'm just not into that whole thing, that whole scene. Edit scene. Shut up. Okay. We're coming. No, shut up. It keeps asking me when I want to back out of this, if I want to edit this scene. And all I want to do is just have this little screen here with these lights so I can go boop, 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 boop. See that violent siren on me? I like that. You get the coolest screenshots when the sirens and the lights are flashing. So I took this trip to Scottsdale, Arizona from Las Vegas. It was an easy drive. It was a pain in the ass driving from Denver to Las Vegas. I was driving like a bat out of hell because I was so restless and tired of it. I frankly don't want to admit the speed that I was driving. I did exceed the speed limit. I took the car to its natural limit. To its natural limit, meaning they had a governor on it at a certain point where you hit that governor and it starts decelerating. And it's probably good they had that because I was like, man, I'm going to test this shit out. It was a straight road and it was all like, it was totally long in front of me. There was no traffic on the road on I-70 because I'm the only crazy person stupid enough to drive to Vegas when you could get on an airplane. But I have travel anxiety, you see. I don't want to get on an airplane. And everybody's making fun of me because I drive instead of taking a plane. Well, that's just me. I can't help it. I don't want to take a freaking plane. It's anxiety for me going through security. There's this nice aspect. Actually, road trips would be much more fun and nicer and less stressful if I had company when I'm doing it. I want that Superman thing to show a little bit. You know what I mean? It's cool. And I got a little bit of a cold on my trip, okay? And so it's the residual that's left is what it's doing to my voice. I have felt substantially better for like a few days now. But I felt achy for a little bit a day. It's distinctly not COVID because I had that before, and that was like 3 weeks of hell. This is a cold that I felt my immunity has been very good, and it's been beating it back rather impressively. And I felt so good that I started working out again yesterday because I did not work out on my trip. But I did start feeling sick about a tiny bit on the day that I was driving to Scottsdale, Arizona. And my cousin was deathly ill. When I arrived there, he was more sick than I was, and I was in denial of it. I was sniffling and sneezing, and I was like, I'm not sick. I just totally deny the shit out of that stuff until it's like I can't deny it anymore. So after a day in Scottsdale, Arizona, I drove to Santa Fe, New Mexico, where I went to Casa de Cava. Yeah, and it's owned by the same people who own the KAVA Bar I frequent here in Westminster. And I had a really good time. The vibe was great. And it's really funny, as I was sitting at that bar, I'm like on my computer doing stuff, drinking the same kava, which the consistency of the taste of the stuff was very good, drinking kratom shots. I was like, this is like being at home, but it's warmer down here. Up in Denver now, it's chilly. And I don't like the chilly. The cold is my kryptonite. The cold is my kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? But I had a wonderful trip. And my favorite part of the trip, quite frankly, was after Vegas. My sister and I had a good time. We went to see a comedy show on that Friday night that I was out of town, and that was pretty good. And we went to see the Venetian, and we saw a beautiful place. The Venetian is very elegant. They built this place to look like a piazza in Venice, Italy, and they did a wonderful job. It was seriously very beautiful. But it's the riffraff I don't like the riffraff in Las Vegas. It's too much riffraff, and there's a lot of secular temptation that I don't like. I stopped into Larry Flynt's Hustler Club, and I would have to say that was the depressing part of my entire trip. Actually, no, that's not true. It was depressing because it's just, I got this vibe off these girls like they were sad or troubled. And naturally, in a strip club, I could also tell that there's some drug use involved. It's like in the eyes, the exhaustion of certain women, their look in the eyes. And I'm not comfortable in strip clubs. I sat at the bar, and there was like this strip stage over here, like 10, 15 feet away from me. I never went over there to be close to the girls that were doing their thing on that stage. It was not full nudity. There was one lady there who was topless for a little bit there. And I guess because of the law, you have to be on the stage to be topless. You can't be topless and walking around the bar. I don't know why that law. But so these girls, naturally, they flirt with you and they talk to you a lot because they're trying to make money. They offered me lap dances. I don't take up lap dances because for me, frankly, it feels really unusual. Like when I'm close to a woman and I have her body next to me or on me or whatever, it's like I want to have familiarity with that woman, and I don't feel comfortable when it's a stranger who's like, "Gah," and you have their stuff right in your face. I felt sad for them. I had 2 glasses of wine when I was there, and I'm not glad that I did that either. It was not it just didn't make me feel good. I didn't sleep well the following night. And so the reason I said it was not the most depressing thing that happened there was I was very preoccupied with the escalation of war taking place in Israel. And I'm not going to go down that road of talking about that extremely serious topic. I'll leave that to a bunch of other people who do a much better job. All I know is, this is the honest to God truth, I'm praying for peace in Jerusalem. I'm praying for peace. I'm praying for the de-escalation of war. And I'm not going to get caught up in the politics of picking sides for anyone's benefit. Just stop being violent with one another. And that goes for all sides and all conflicts. We don't need it right now. The world is teetering on an edge, and we have to step back from that cliff, and we have to go in the direction of peace, and that's it. And so that's all I want to say about that. But you know what? I left, I had normal conversations with the girls in the strip club. It was Larry Flynt's Hustlers Club is what it was. And that's Larry Flynt on the sign is what inspired me to go in there, because I'm interested in his story in his life. He stood up to a lot of interesting things, fighting against certain types of norms and whatnot. And one moment. Clearing my throat for you like a professional. The part I felt sad about was I had these conversations with these women and I never brought up Christ. Does that sound ridiculous? Not to me, because frankly, Christ is a big part of my life lately, and I have so much to say about it, and yet I don't know that it's appropriate for the type of show this is. The last church service I went to, before I was going in there, I was reviewing clips from this show where I was like, yeah, I love that clip I picked out of myself. I'm funny, I'm like over the top and ridiculous. And then like the whole sermon winds up when I go to church being about how you need to tame your tongue. You need to bridle your tongue. And I'm like, oh no. It's like he's not specifically speaking to me, except that he is. He didn't intend like for it to resonate with me. And I'm like, wow, yeah. So the honest to God truth is, if you watch this and you're interested in me and what I'm doing here, I'm constantly in a tug of war with myself. I don't feel necessarily good with. Sometimes I'm like, I love this creatively with this dark path I went down, the evil shit I say, and then I look back at it and I'm like, oh boy, I'm really not being a good person. So I'm always facing that tug of war. What else was it in the strip club I was gonna say about these girls? I don't, like I said, I don't go up to the strip stage. I don't get close to them. I'm always at my distance. That was even true on the extremely very few times I've been in strip clubs. I keep my distance and I don't get up close to them when they're doing their performance act. And there was this man who was like up extremely close and putting like bills into this girl's string bikini. And I felt so creepy and it made me feel so ashamed when I was there. And I'm still not saying I'm so great. I'm not saying I'm great for any reason. I just, because of the place I'm in life, I shouldn't have been there, but it was like I wanted to check it out and I'm an adult. And so it just, it is what it is. That's the story of me going to the Larry Flynt Hustler Club in Las Vegas. Not very exciting, more depressing, and I shouldn't have had anything to drink, and I did. I had 2 glasses of Merlot. I like the taste of Merlot, but you know, I got a little bit saucy, not drunk, and I know that I was looking across the room at this bottle of Patron tequila on the wall, and my mind was like, ugh. And I did not take a shot of it, and it would be nothing. It's not because of money, but because it's like I still have this good, strong tether to sobriety where I'm like, nope, no, thank you. On Thursday night when I arrived in Vegas, I had a glass of Merlot in the casino when I was waiting for my sister to arrive, who actually wisely flew in on an airplane. I spent all day in a car. I could have flown there in an airplane and rented a car and saved myself all the trouble. But no, I had to drive because masks and because security harassment, all that jazz. And then so the next glass of wine I had, I think it was a Cabernet, at the comedy show. And then the next glass of wine I had on Saturday was at the Larry Flynt Club. When I went to get a cheeseburger, they had a good cheeseburger. The highlight of the Larry Flynt Hustler Club is the cheeseburger is pretty damn good. I recommend if you go in there to have one. I liked it. You can impress me. Pave the road to my heart through cheeseburgers, not through stripping women. I got this feeling of weirdness being in there, almost like this is a mafia environment and you don't want to step out of line or something. Creepy stuff. All right. So what else? Is there anything else I want to mention about my trip? I loved the KAVA Bar. That was fun. I saw an open mic on Tuesday in the KAVA Bar in Santa Fe, and the wonderful thing about being there was it was just another very nice. It's an alternate social kind of environment where the objective of people going there is to fulfill the need of wanting to socialize without getting drunk, without getting inebriated. And, there's you get a tiny floaty feeling from drinking kava, and you don't get drunk. Nothing about it inebriates you. It doesn't mess up your reaction system. So you can like drive. You're very lucid. You're not slurring your words. It doesn't have any inebriating effect. It just kind of lifts your mood a little bit, I notice. And so I like that about it. They had a fucking Iron Maiden pinball in the I mean, like, shit. I have videos of all this stuff. I wish I could like hand these videos off to people and have them clip them so that I could play them on here. But it's like I was exhausted after getting back, and I was like, I do not want to edit video. I'm just going to go in and talk about the show. I might splice these clips together and show you guys in the future some of what I was doing. I did not film in the strip club, but I filmed a lot in Las Vegas at the Venetian and other little experiences here and there. Let's see. What do I have here? I know I have shit written down. I haven't even been going from notes here. Oh, yeah. So I drove like a psychotic bat out of hell. Very irresponsible, very wrong. I couldn't help it because I was so bored and restless on the road, dying to get where I was going. I'm not going to tell you why I was freaking out trying to get to Santa Fe so fast, but I was so frustrated between Scottsdale and Santa Fe, especially because there was an accident when a semi flipped over, and it caused me to be stuck for like an hour on the road sitting there at a standstill, and I had to get there for something very important to do online. And I'm just not going to get into that, but I made it in the nick of time, but it was so damn stressful getting there. And when I arrived at the hotel, I'm like, can I use the bathroom? And they're like, no. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And then an old lady comes in and says, can I use the restroom? They're like, yes, sure, of course, sure you can. I'm like, what the hell? You don't let me use the bathroom, but you'll let the old lady. Okay, fine. I'm a young white man. Okay, ladies, you should have let me use the bathroom because I was obviously like neurotic. And it just would have been the nice human thing to do. But whatever. Okay. I had a good time there, trust me. After I pissed and after I did my online meeting, which was important to get to, just in the nick of time, I actually felt very good. I drove to the KAVA Bar and I had a very nice time. Let's see. Oh my God. You guys need to go to Chick-fil-E. Tyler at the KAVA Bar told me about how Chick-fil-E has a honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich, and now I've eaten it like 3 times. Every time it's delish. You've got to go get it because it's fabulous, number one. They should not get rid of that sandwich. That whole sandwich should be the brand of Chick-fil-E, all right? Don't get rid of that. Delicious. Nom. Okay, don't take it away. So I had one in Santa Fe, and I have had 2 of them here in Denver. Don't get rid of the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich. For God's sake, it's delicious. It's the best thing you've ever done. And I generally like chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A, but this is amazing. And a few years ago, someone goes, Christian people, or no, what is it? Gay people hate... No, shit. It has to do with Chick-fil-A, and it's basically like Chick-fil-A hates gay people was what someone told me, and I'm like, not true. It's more like gay people hate Christianity, and that's the problem. But I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. It's just that that's the reality. And like, you should put those political feelings aside. Forget about them for a moment and just enjoy the honey pepper pimento chicken. It's like I always say, good cuisine should unite people. It's a uniter, okay? If it were like cuisine that determined the state of peace or war in the world, we'd all be at peace. Because I bet you both Israel and Palestine have the most amazing food in the world, and they should be able to base their nearby vicinity foreign policy with one another on the food. Like, let's see what it's like having dinner with them. Is their food good? Oh my God, their food's delicious? I love them. I love their food. It's delicious. On this basis, England should be the enemy of the world. England and its shitty fucking soup. Whatever, England. Okay, if you do fish and chips, I can dig that. That would be the good, United Kingdom food is fish and chips. But your damn soups, your boring ass shit. I mean, like, I come from Italy, so I have a high standard for food. Everything's delicious except for English food, unless we're talking about fish and chips. You get a pass for fish and chips. That's what you must enjoy. That's what you must appreciate. But cuisine is the road to peace in the world. Do you understand the points I'm making? I think I'm making excellent points. These are all very true points. Yes. So Tyler brought the chicken pepper pimento to my attention. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Everything I just told you I had written down. Oh my gosh. You know what? And this happened on the road. Okay, so changing subjects. We're going to get into character here with the glasses because these bright lights are killing me. The bright lights, they're murdering me. No, this is not just Paul sitting here talking normally about things. Sometimes I get serious, but I'm being silly as shit. I have 2 weeks of energy to pop out of my body. This has been true for years, okay? Very strange thing with analog music. Randomly last week, you know what? I heard a song in the KAVA Bar called Daydreamin', and I was looking up that song, and it inadvertently brought a song up by David Cassidy, and I'm a fan of David Cassidy. I think he's actually an amazing, wonderful talent, and I'm so lame. I'm so GAY because I think David Cassidy's cool because of the TV show he was on. What the hell is it? The Partridge Family he was on. And so there are songs I've practiced of theirs. One is, I Think I Love You. And I'm pretty darn good at that one. And others. So I've sung some songs that David Cassidy has performed. And so I came across this album of his from 1973. And it's brilliant and it's beautiful and it's in analog. And the point I'm bringing this up for is analog is just amazing. There's something different about the quality of analog music. And what it is, every time I hear it, I feel like I'm hearing a ghost. It's like I feel like there's a spiritual presence there. There's this coldness to digital recordings that doesn't capture the essence of people. I feel like there's something real there when I'm hearing analog, some kind of replay of realness, as opposed to this is just a copy of something that happened, digital and dry and boring and cold. So this is especially bad when I smoke marijuana and I hear analog music. I get totally neurotic and out of it. And this is not a joke. This is not a bit. I seriously get like, there have been singers I've been listening to who are dead, like David Cassidy this past week. That happened a little, even though I wasn't on marijuana. I get this feeling of like it's a ghost, and there's some spirit there living. That's analog to me. And so, like, this happened with Ronnie James Dio. I'm listening. I was stoned on marijuana, and I'm listening to him sing, and I'm like, oh my God, it's a ghost. I know this sounds ridiculous, but this is exactly how I am. And so I'm borderline schizophrenic when I hear analog music, especially most specifically when I'm on marijuana and hearing analog music. I feel like I'm hearing a ghost. I'm paranoid. I can't deal with it. It's true, okay? Honestly, I'm like, I start going like this in my head. I'm like, they're not alive. But it feels like they're alive. But they're not alive. Stop telling me they're alive. They're not alive. They're dead. This can't be happening. It's analog music. Put it in perspective, Paul. Put it in perspective. It's really weird. I don't know if anyone else feels that way about analog music, but analog music is extraordinary. It's part of why I like classic rock. Ever since everything went digital, it's missing some kind of emotional quality. And that's ironic because I actually love contemporary digital music. I'm getting more into electronic music. I'm writing more electronic music. I wrote a piece in the last few weeks that is like predominantly electronic, and it's certainly not analog, but it sounds beautiful, but it just doesn't have that freaking spiritual essence of an analog recording where it sounds like I'm listening to a ghost. I'm listening to a spirit. I'm feeling a spirit when I hear the analog. I should cut out this whole clip because I do think this is philosophically very interesting. Where are we on the time? 23:32. Is that it? Is that all? Well, what I'm going to do is this? All right. Good. This is what we're going to do right now. We're going to pour me a glass of water because I have this hoarse voice from getting sick this week. And I know I sound sick. Listen, there's this girl, Nicole, this woman. I should say woman. She's certainly a woman. A woman named Nicole from the KAVA Bar. I hope she doesn't mind me bringing her up. But anyway, yesterday she was like, she realized that my voice sounds different. And even though I feel much better, and I honest to God don't think I'm contagious, she's like, stay back. And I guess I can understand that. We've all been made more afraid the last few years of getting sick from shit. I swear it's not COVID. But that doesn't mean you should get close to me if you feel like you're afraid of getting sick. If you hear my voice, my raspy voice, you're right. I was a little bit sick this week. I genuinely don't think I'm contagious. But she was shying away from me yesterday. I need one of these. One of these. One of these. Yeah, I'm all out of practice. And I'm stirring regular water. Bill Maher made me want to perhaps put ice into my mix here. So, like, throw some ice in with the water, and then you'll have that sound effect when I'm going like that of the ice rattling. I might have to find a way to do that. I even thought of making my ice root beer or something like that. Or maybe something like fruity and good for me, I don't know what. Some kind of fruit juice, freezing some kind of fruit juice into ice cube form. I feel like doing that. No one's done that. That would be my original idea, except that the idea for ice came from Bill Maher. Let's see how we're doing down here on the Superman, okay? How's that? How's that look down there? Where are we? We don't see Superman at the moment, and we'll come back here. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the show. We're 25 minutes in. Somehow I filled 25 minutes talking about I don't know what kind of rubbish. Someone might appreciate what I'm doing. You know what? I swear to God, I'm doing exactly what Mike does, and it's not me copying him. It's like now I have this wireless system giving me my sound here, and these wires are always coming down on my neck, and I don't like when I see them there, so I start pushing them behind, and it looks like I'm copying all of his mannerisms, even though I'm uniquely me. Mike! Thank you for the inspiration, brother. Yeah, I'm calling you brother. Somewhere along the line we have common ancestry, so stop it. We're brothers. Shut up, we're brothers, you stupid bastard. One more time, Mike. Shut up, you stupid bastard, we're brothers. And, rock stinger. Up your butt with the rock stinger. All right, I think it's time to move on to the next part of the show. I don't need to, procrastinate here. I want to do it. And so I'll just move you slowly over to this next phase of what it is I do here, and I'm not shy about it. I rather enjoy my little setup here. And I'm going to go like Sizzo in the hizzo. All right. Everyone, are you ready for me? Riz eyes into his eyes. It's going up. You know it's going up. You know how much I enjoy this part of the show. I'm finally back. I've been fantasizing about doing the show all this time, and I'm finally back here doing it with you, right here, right now. And I do love the very few people who are enjoying what I'm doing here. Woo! Copy effing who? Copy effing who? Copy effing you! I'm not feeling bashful about it. I'm just generally very happy. Generally very happy. Let's come to the front and get some of those. Some of those. I'm going to do this Superman look here, and we're going to go. Dun, 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 dun. That was pretty good, actually. My memory of that melody is very stuck in my head from being a little boy. And I did not turn off the front. All right, whatever. It's not all perfect. It doesn't have to be all perfect. But I do commend you all for being here. Oh, okay. Closing out of that for you. I guess I noticed an consistency there that is... Eventually, I'll probably redo that Rise video because I just want everything to keep becoming new again, refreshing everything all the time. I do have something very sort of silly. I will open this up in preview. Let's see if I can open this up. Does it say open up in preview? Open attachment. Quick look attachment. I'm going to pull it out completely right there and put it in front of me over there. And we're going to go boom over to this side here. You're like, what? And I'm going to open this up in preview. Let's see. Open with preview. And let's take a look. Zoom. Here it is. So this is from the window from my hotel in Las Vegas. And look what you can see inside the window there, people. Do you see that? And so I took this picture and I posted it on my Instagram story, my Copy Who Instagram story, and someone saw this and unfollowed me. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not expressing a political opinion because I post a picture of the view outside of my window, but someone had an emotional reaction because they see Trump. And so I'm not even saying whether I support him or hate him or whatever. That's just what I see outside the window. And you decided to leave me. It's really worth giving all this up because you can't handle seeing the word fucking Trump outside my window? Come on, man. Silly ass BS. Wanted to point that out. Circus Circus is so freaking whack. Let me see if I can find a video with Circus Circus. Circus Circus video tour, okay? Hotel and Casino Las Vegas. I want the sound to be down on this, okay? Let's come over here and take a look at this. What is going to be, here, no, come over here. So here we have, I didn't see that shit at Circus Circus. What? All right, so this was really fucked up staying here. You know why? It's antiquated as hell. It's like a piece of garbage property. It's expensive as hell to stay in a dumpy property. It's so dirty and nasty and gnarly and old. And we had this elevator problem in the Skyline Tower where we could not leave our rooms. And this is the same sign, actually, that's out there on my trip. Las Vegas Boulevard, of course, that's that older side of the strip there. They should level this whole place and build a new facility. The elevators did not work. And so we're trying to leave our room, and we find there's a line of people who are waiting like 10, 20, 25 minutes just to get on an elevator to leave and go do what it is they're doing. So that's really irresponsible for people to trap others in like that. Totally wrong. It's funny. Yeah, I recall this. I was totally in this lobby right here where this guy's walking. And it's a very dumpy casino. My feeling about the casino is they're the same everywhere, and I just don't give a shit about gambling. And so I don't know who we're following here. Who is this? Circus Circus. I don't know what channel this is, but it's pretty cool because without me having to, oh my God, this must have been during COVID. Everyone's wearing masks. I'd rather fucking die than go stay at Circus Circus if I'm required to wear a mask. People were not required to wear masks, but it was very old and dumpy. I don't quite recommend it unless you're wanting to save money. That was the whole impetus for us staying here. Instead of paying $900 to stay at a nice place, we saved like $400 staying at this place. My sister split the cost with me, and it's dumpy. I went up that escalator right there. I know exactly where that is. It's weird because this is not my video, but I got used to walking around in this environment and knowing well enough where the hell I am and stuff, and it's not bad the way he cut this together. Yeah, so hello, Circus Circus. Let's see. I'll cut through, see if there's any other parts here. Yeah, walked through this mall part, which is all like for kids. Wonder when this was posted, this video here. Keep going through. Now, I don't know where this was. I did not see this part of the facility. Keep going. Yeah, I recognized all the parts that he was just showing. Yeah, I don't care about these circus carnival things, all kinds of things like that. I'm too old for this shit. I'm too old for this shit. I'm actually just, Vegas is one of those places you got to get in and out, have your fun, get in, have your fun, and get out. I just not too into it. The riffraff, I say. I don't like it too much. I want to move on to this. So apparently I was sitting in the KAVA Bar recently when someone says to me, like, hey, they discovered some links between the murder of Tupac Shakur and Well, I mean, yeah, they're like getting ideas of who might have done it. They found the guy who might have killed Tupac. And I think from the story, I'm hearing that he's naming P. Diddy as being involved. And I'm like, so stupid. That's so stupid, dude. If it's true, okay? I'm not assuming it's true here. I don't want to pass it off like, that's true. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't see that. There are all kinds of like different strings being pulled on all of this. But Tupac was presumably murdered by a man who might have been put up to the job by the one and only P. Diddy, Sean Combs, from Bad Boy Records in New York City. So if it's true, it's like I lose a shit ton of respect for P. Diddy, because that means he's just as thuggy as Suge Knight. I mean, like, are you one iota better than Suge Knight? If you're both plotting fucking murders and beating the shit out of people and robbing people, I can't say P. Diddy's robbing people, but if you're really like premeditating murder and offering people money to commit murder, that's psychotic. And so I was having this discussion with a friend of mine, Relate One, either one of those. I was having this discussion with him on Facebook this morning, and believe it or not, I'm going to play his song here after not long. And my gosh, the reason I'm bringing it up is because I actually want to have him on here when I get the third wall. See the third wall that I'm developing right there? When I get the third wall decorated, I'm going to be inviting people in here, and I'm going to have him in here, and I'm going to play his song that I've been listening to a lot. It's called Fire in the Rainbow. And it's pretty good. He's a rapper, and it's really good stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't have him in here to talk about it. He's done all kinds of cool stuff over the years. He was one of my buddies back when I was doing marijuana radio, and I think he believes in Christ. I appreciate that about him. And so I'm going to have him in here, and we're going to talk. But let me come back to this for you. So I will read this to you now. He said, I didn't really like Tupac, but I absolutely hate P. Diddy. I hope that POS gets locked the fuck up for his role in Pac's death. Maybe more. How did such a nerd become a gangster? Nerd. Yeah, he's a nerd. Really, I guess he makes shitty music, but I don't know that he's a nerd per se. Hey, are you really a nerd if you do what he did and you made a fortune and you're even so like prominent that you pay someone to kill someone else? That's crazy. How did such a nerd become a gangster? Money. His soft hands ain't doing anything themselves. Okay, neither are mine though, dude, to be honest with you. My fingertips don't even have guitar calluses on them anymore, man. Bear with me. My fingertips. I need to practice guitar more, because once they start the open mic at the KAVA Bar, I'm doing that. So back here, I said, and so I knew that there was a link to Tupac's death, but I didn't hear that it was P. Diddy. So I responded. I said, hey. I didn't say hey. You can see there I didn't say hey. I'm just paraphrasing. They think P. Diddy had a role in his death, and Mark said, Mark is his name, Relate One. Yeah, the guy they've said killed him told police that P. Diddy offered him $1 million to do it. Okay, so I'm going to go through this whole thread with you right now, okay? And I said, okay, that would be a plausible thing to make up by a killer if he wanted to shift blame. It would be profoundly idiotic if P. Diddy did that. It will make for an interesting movie, is what I said. He responded. Mark responded, it has always been speculation in the streets that P. Diddy was involved. I guess he said Diddy, not P. Diddy. Whatever. That's another problem with Sean P. Diddy Combs, is he changed his name a million times. Just call yourself Sean Combs. I don't need the nickname. I don't need anything of that for that. It's uninteresting to me, people. I don't like it. Sean, I don't like it. Go back to your regular name, bro. All right? So here we have, I would hope it's not true, but of course, this is what I'm saying. If it is, that would be amazing. He deserved to be brought down. Justice must be served. What a waste, though. It's been rumored that he had a role in the murders of Pac and Bobby Smalls. I don't even know who Bobby Smalls is. That's how kind of illiterate I am with what he's talking about here. Bobby Smalls, I don't know who Bobby Smalls is. If they're going to investigate one murder, they will probably try to find more dirt of him before any charges are put on him. So I said, it's not hugely surprising. It's nearly impossible to get away with murder. So don't even try. If you think about the East-West Coast beef between these rapper groups is what I'm talking about, the police would never stop looking at it. All these years later seems like a huge waste to me. The irony is that P. Diddy made a fortune making so much bad music. Not all bad, but most. I liked Biggie Smalls. And so Mark responds, it's a lot more possible to get away with murder when the police don't like the victim. I suppose that's true because there's no impetus to go after. Yeah, like they thought Pac's music was promoting violence against police officers. That's very, very much an arguable point that might be true. When the message was, I was adding my own editorial in that, like that it might be true. When the message was more about fighting back against corruption within the force. You think they really tried? I don't think their investigation went too deep. People with money get away with murder due to strategic planning of the shit. Street criminals usually kill in the heat of the moment versus planned execution from paid opposing gang members. White-collar crimes are far less likely to be resolved. I think he's probably true about that. I said in response to that interesting point, and it's amazing that it's all catching up. It's too high profile to get away with it indefinitely. And Mark says, they would have left it alone. There has always been pressure from the streets to find the guy who did it, but look how long it takes. Kill an innocent white person and it's solved efficiently. Not trying to throw white folks under the bus with that comment, just using as an example. I happen to agree with that there is slanted justice. And so I said, justice is all lopsided for many reasons, so I have to agree. The real victim is Will Smith. Had Tupac lived, Jada would have been with Tupac, and Will might have had a better life. Now Will looks sad and has some pretty different kids. Different, quote in quotes. Different kids. Poor Will. And then I put a very clever gif of Will Smith saying, yes. I love that aspect. I love the emoji aspect of our lives, the animated GIFs that can add an emotional dimension to something anyone is saying at any given time. Coming back here, and so Relate One says, on the contrary, Jada would not have been with Tupac. And I mean that. If that's true, my God, hell yeah, because that means Tupac had good taste in women, and he was smart enough not to be with a man-eater. Tupac would have been castrated by him, and maybe eventually Tupac would have been doing covers of Parents Just Don't Understand if he had lived. Okay? Oh, shit. I know I'm weird. Keep this going here. So he said she wanted him. He was engaged to Khadija Jones. You know what? Right now, I want to look up who's Khadija Jones. Khadija Jones. Let's see. Oh, yes. Much prettier than Jada. Yes. I'm telling you. Tupac had taste in women. Look at her. Okay, let's take a close look at Khadija Jones. Pretty Khadija. Oh, yeah. Look at her. Way prettier than Jada. With a full head of hair. And I'm not picking on Jada's hair if she really lost that. That's not what I'm picking on about Jada. It's her whole attitude that is off-putting to me. But when you have a bad attitude, your hair falls out. It's karma. You see what I'm saying? Okay, anyone calling me sexist? You're right. I'm sexist. Don't care. Moving on soon. So I said it still might... oh, yeah. So Jada was just sprung on him. Will should have never been with this trash. I have to agree. Like, you're being much more harsh than me. I hope he doesn't mind I'm saying that online in a video. But he seems like a good dude. Edit. Besides the slap. I actually agree totally that my impression of Will Smith is that he's always been a good guy. Interesting. I mean, you do have rap video, Parents Just Don't Understand. You are mainstream, buddy. You're like Nickelodeon rapper. And then you're talking Tupac, who's on death row. Oh my God, could that be any different as far as the dramatic difference between these types of people and doing their rap? And so I ended by saying, what is this run scene? Why are you on my screen? Definitely would have changed the course of entertainment history. I think thought he was marrying a safe choice. Jada seemed pretty... Oh, this is Mark saying this. It's not me. Definitely would have changed the course of entertainment history. Well, I think he thought was marrying a safe choice. Jada seemed pretty innocent and normal. Now she looks like a demon, yes, who was hiding all these years. When can I join your podcast? We need to be talking more often. Well, dude, I'm going to have you on here as soon as I finish the third wall. Yes. All right. I'm running out of time here, you see? I spend more time on that than I thought I would. What is it I have here? Cat. Oh yes. I got to do this because I thought she's just so stupid and full of shit, even though I love this young woman. Cat Timpf from Fox News. This one's about you, honey bunch. All right? Bringing you in here. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do this. Open the music. Hold on.
5 at the end of the month.
Okay, hold on.
I honestly can't wait.
Starting over. Damn it!
35
She's going to be 35 at the end of the month.
And I honestly can't wait for men to not want to have sex with me anymore.
Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. You know that's bullshit. Hottie, you know that bullshit. You wouldn't be on Fox News if you were not super hot and fuckable, and there's no way you mean what you just said. So come on. You have so many intelligent opinions. You have a great sense of humor. That's what endears me to you. You want to pave the road to my heart? Honey, make me laugh. And you've made me laugh a million times. But that doesn't make me laugh. That makes me resentful because you're lying to me. You think because you're 35, you're still hot as fuck at 35, and you're sitting there saying that men aren't going to want to have sex with you anymore because of the number? I want you. Divorce your husband. Give me a call. Ugh. There's so much stupidity in the world. So Kat's saying she's 35 and she's just can't wait for men not to want to have sex. Oh yes, no honey, you're going to miss that because that's part of your cachet. You have brains and you have the look. If you were if you were a burn victim, I don't think anyone would be clamoring to get you on their TV program. You're easy on the eyes. They put you on the TV, you're hot, and so you have this cachet. It's made you millions of dollars. So you can't wait to not make any millions of dollars. You don't think there's a sexual aspect to your existence? I can't tell you how many times I've seen you and been like, I think she's beautiful. She's bright. I want to date her. But she's married. She's with someone else. Oh, my God. And she thinks that just because, so in one day you turn 35. So I am why you said that. Here's narcissist Paul talking. I'm the reason why you said that because you're trying to get a rise out of a man like me. Like I'm just going to stop wanting to have sex with Kat because she's 35. You're fine as hell, lady. I wanted to say the F word. Do you know why I didn't say the F word just now? Because when I'm editing my short clips, I'm putting a beep over it. And if I say the F word, then I have more work to do. So I know now I'm trained like a dog to think, wow, when I say the F word, I am doing myself a disservice because I will then have to put a beep. And so maybe the beep is good. Maybe it's more funny, but it's like it causes me work. So now I'm all training myself not to say the F word anymore. I've become a more pure person, not because it's inherently wrong to swear, but because it causes me more work when I swear. I just wish the world were open-minded and didn't have to count against me in the algorithm when I utter the F word. When I utter the F word, I should be able to prevail. More so, because I'm edgy. I say the F word and I'm edgy. Oh my gosh. Kat, you just made me diverge in a positive way. I'm glad that I talked about that. Now, we're going to respond to Bill Maher and Blossom. Hold up here. How do we do this? I want to click this open first and foremost. I want to go to 2339 in the timeline. 2339. Okay, here we go. And I like this discussion they're having. It's not particularly humorous, but I do like it because they're talking about the topic that matters to me. Like if I had kids, I want to homeschool them. So I want to put them on and I want to make commentary and I want to let them do the talking for me. Because if I actually express my thoughts about my life in the context of my life, people will be like, Paul bad. Look, Paul bad. Everybody look, Paul's bad. He said something about this something and he's bad because wrong beliefs. That's it. Quote unquote wrong beliefs, Paul. Except that you have the wrong beliefs and you don't value liberty the way Paul does. Yeah. You don't value liberty the way that I value liberty. So therefore, I let these two speak for me. And I thank them. I agree with both of them in this. And, Mayim. I really love this woman. Do you know why? She's given me so many laughs in my life. I don't even remember what Blossom was about. I don't remember the storyline of Blossom except that she was in that show, and I recall her making me laugh a lot. And that's what I remember. I don't remember any of the episodes, anything like that. But she made me laugh. And so then when she came along and she got a job in the Big Bang Theory as the girlfriend, Amy Farrah Fowler, to Sheldon Cooper, I was like, oh, no, that's going to rock the boat. I don't know how I feel about that. But immediately, like, she brought the funny. And when you bring the funny, that's another one of those ways in which you pave the road to my heart. You can pave the road to my heart with food, and you can pave the road to my heart with funny. And I'll tell you what, Mayim, you do both. And I have the hardest time pronouncing your name. Your name is Mayim. The first part is easy. Bialik? Is that how you pronounce your last name? Bialik? In any case, let's hear what they have to say right here and now.
It's really hard. It's really hard.
I'm tough on parents and kids these days, but I also completely understand how hard it is to be a parent. First of all, because you're not doing it in a vacuum. That's the problem. If you somehow, and especially with the phone, where everything gets into them, and then whatever they're socializing in school with other people, and what those parents are doing. So you're always fighting all of society.
Well, my kids were...
Man without a child is actually getting certain things that are totally true. The struggle of being a parent, and me being a parent who wants to restrict that kind of stuff, and it's being a tug of war in contemporary secular society, having access to God knows what on the phone. It's way overboard, and so that's why this is a topic of interest to me. It's not only this. Let's continue.
Homeschooled up until now. My older one just started going to school.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's why we homeschooled, but a lot of people who homeschool, and we're not religious homeschoolers, although those exist. Part of the reason that at least I felt comfortable in a homeschool environment was I knew it was small groups typically, and I knew a lot more about the people that my kids were talking to and interacting with than...
Yes. You know what she's saying that resonates with me is when you homeschool and you assert that kind of control over their lives, your point is to like cultivate the person so that they are an expression truly of your family, like an extension generationally of your family, valuing family, identifying in family. And so I think that's very important. When you send your kids off to school, you get these others who want to, excuse me, impose other thoughts and ideas in your kids, formulate the person to be something entirely different through ideological curriculum that just... So I admire Mayim for teaching her kids at home, and I think if you want to formulate your kids and you want them to truly to become people who have your same kinds of values, it's vital to homeschool them these days. I have a fuck public school attitude, and I don't give a flying fuck who knows it. Fuck public school. You're doing too much to indoctrinate kids. You're not teaching kids how to think. You're teaching what kids to think. You're imposing it on them. Christ is not allowed in schools, but we know what's allowed in schools now. Like any conservative parent who wants their kids to grow up to be healthy thinking individuals, independent-minded individuals. For God's sake, I genuinely mean it when I say, for Pete's sake, take your kids out of public school. I'm not joking. This is like serious to me.
I think a lot of people don't care. A lot of people are like, oh, put them with 40 kids and God bless you, that's fine.
Right.
But for me, I call it like a positive sense of control because you can't control everything.
You can't.
But
right.
I did enjoy knowing specifically what they were learning, how it was being taught, and
all things that matter. And like parents who object to this now are suffering some kind of scrutiny. If you go complain at a school board meeting, these fuckers will call the Department of Justice on you for calling them out on their horrible douchebaggery. I don't even want to speak specifically because in my own issue, it'll count against me. It'll like, it's like for me, I'm in a context where it's a detriment to me if I speak out against these things. So I'm very happy letting others like these two here speak on my behalf. I'm happy they're saying what they're saying.
I think also my kids have lived through a very interesting time where, the Trump of it all, and I don't need to talk about Trump specifically, but it did bring up a lot of really important topics that I could talk about with my children in terms of, how and when we decide to make judgments about people, how we organize our entire thought systems around what a group of people say, or do you know that that's true?
I really appreciate how brilliant she is. You know, I didn't realize that when I was younger. She grew up and she became a scientist, and she is, she's no slouch when it comes to intellectual matters. She knows what she wants, and I have grown to admire this woman a great deal, because I don't think she's like run-of-the-mill Hollywood at all, and that's a good thing. I'm bestowing a compliment upon her for not just funneling her kids into the craziness of all of it. And I think that's partly because before she was on Blossom, she kind of had a normal upbringing. So there was always that foundation and background there that was good for her. That's just me speculating, you know. I don't know entirely.
You know, they also have a sense of levity about them, because this culture is poking fun at everything and everyone,
Yes,
and so they would, you know, there's memes and there's gifs and
But the thing you said, which I loved, that your little list of things that you were teaching them, among them in there was this idea of you could be wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody who you don't agree with right away isn't necessarily wrong or bad.
Correct.
That kind of stuff, that's what I'm always preaching.
Yep.
I'm so glad they're saying that, because I feel like so much of that has happened to me, that because I have a differing view of certain things, I have genuinely been demonized, and I've had harm done to my life administratively by the government system, because wrong beliefs, I don't have the right beliefs. My beliefs are the wrong beliefs. And that's the whole point. I would love for my child to realize, you know, think about it. Question things. Question people. Don't just assume the group is right. I'm happy to stand up to the group. I'm personally, as a human being, happy to say to the poisonous group thing, fuck you. But I'm also willing to endure an idea I don't agree with. When I say fuck you, it's because of what I've had to endure. And it's not Christly to do that. God knows I'm totally not right to just be like, F you. It's not me loving my neighbor. It's not me showing evidence of my love for God by the way I'm treating people. And that's what we should always be doing. But I feel betrayed by the system. And so it sticks hard on me, and I have a great deal of animosity toward the system for what it's done to me, but I'm also willing to stand up to people when I think they're wrong. But it's like I'm able to endure a different thought. I studied philosophy, but it's like what I'm really responding to is the persecution I think is against me for differing. Not that I'm saying I'm such a victim. I'm just saying, like, it would be one thing if we respectfully disagreed like healthy-minded philosophers. It's another when you fuck up my life and you fuck up someone more dear to me than anyone else. I'm not happy with that. I'm not going along with groupthink. I'm going to be the one willing to endure the persecution, and I'm really not happy about it. And I can't be more specific. That's sad, but this is the true story of my life right now. Protecting children is vital. Protecting children from corruption is vital. Recognizing when that corruption has seeped into the minds of people like a parasitic mind virus, like raping the mind. It's like I'm always keeping these books here. I tried to submit these books in court in August, and the judge just said, that's hearsay. She didn't want to, dig into the perspective in this, and I wound up getting fucked in the end. But and I'm not the only one who got fucked, to be honest with you. It's not a good outcome for a lot of people, but it's like people play the victim card and it works. What can I say? I don't know. I'm cutting out of this, but I really enjoy that clip. I enjoyed this whole video of Mayim talking to Bill Maher. It was really a wonderful conversation. And see, even though I don't agree with everything Bill Maher says all the time, I still have love for the guy, and I'm able to appreciate a lot of other things he says. It's like the person who freaking unfollowed me because I have the Trump Tower as my view outside of my window. You can't have two thoughts because you just see Trump and you're like, oh my God, You shouldn't want to stay at a hotel many blocks away where you can see the Trump Tower. I'm unfollowing you. That's ridiculous behavior to unfollow me for that. I'm serious, dude. Come on. Like, it doesn't convey anything about my supporting Trump or not supporting Trump by having a picture of the view outside my window at the Circus Circus in Las Vegas this last week. Give me a frickin' break, dude. Coming back over here, open this up for you, and I want to go here. Good. Oh my God, that worked. It didn't reset itself during the show this time. Can you believe that? I want to thank you all for enduring me. Those of you who keep coming back. Those of you who like my clips. I'd appreciate it if you share it. Make suggestions about who should sit in front of me when I get the third wall built. Third wall, baby. Keep checking back to see the third wall. I got a TV, another mount to put another TV on the wall over there. It takes work. I'm going to have to invite a friend over to help me put up this heavy 60-inch plasma that I want to put on that wall. Copy who is Landia Colossus. And I'm not done here. Changing things, evolving things. I'm Paul the producer, and I deal in rational extremes. And I sincerely mean it, everyone, when I say, peace be with you all. For real. Peace in Jerusalem.